UCD has had another excellent year this year, building on the great year we had last year. Over those 2 years, we've seen a 6% growth in the university in terms of the faculty and staff, but also in terms of the students, in terms of the research output. Recently, the QS Graduate Employability ranking came out, and there again, we're number 1 in Ireland, which we might have expected, but we're also number 75 in the world, which is right up where we see ourselves. Once again, UCD has been the university of first choice in Ireland. For students that come in through the CAO route, we had more first preferences than any other Irish university, almost 9,000 students choosing UCD as their first preference. We have more than 7,000 students joining us in Dublin from overseas, but we're also teaching 5,500 students at overseas operations. So this is by far the most globally engaged university in Ireland, and we're right up there amongst the most globally engaged universities in the whole world. The UCD College of Business has had some extraordinary results over the year. Some of the highlights have been the ranking of their Masters in International Management, which is now number 15 in the world. So I think these show what can be achieved by our very excellent business school. But that reflects the quality which exists across the university, and we expect to see similar performances in the other subjects as well.
So our focus in teaching excellence has very much been in undertaking a full curriculum review of all programs, in recognizing our excellent teaching through our teaching awards, where for the first time students have been able to nominate excellent teachers, and in embedding research in our curriculum through awarding funding to projects to achieve that goal. We've made great strides in trying to increase the opportunities available within the university for students to come perhaps from families where there hasn't been a history of education, or from students with particular disabilities who have felt excluded previously. And this year we're happy that we've achieved 28% of our student intake from these different groups. Our programs are key to the success of the university, but so is our campus life. And this year, as in the past, we've been able to give all of our new incoming first-year students and all of our international students the opportunity to take a room on campus.
Well, sport is integral to everybody's life. It's really important that you're engaged in sport and physical activity for your own health and well-being first and foremost. And irrespective of your ability or interest, there's something for you to do here in UCD. But in addition to the health and fitness benefits, if you talk to graduates when they leave the university, they'll tell you about the camaraderie, the friendships that they made while they were here. We had a very busy year in sport with 8,500 students registered to take part in sporting activity. It was a fantastic year for ladies hockey. The senior team won every single event that they entered this year, from the colours competition, the Irish University Championships, the EYHL, the EYHL Cup, and also the Irish Senior Cup. Rugby, another busy year. Our first team finished in 5th place in the All-Ireland League. We also had a number of players capped at Irish senior level, 6 of them for the first time. We also hosted the Women's Rugby World Cup. We had 12 teams from all over the world who stayed here on campus with us for the duration of the competition. We hosted 18 games going right the way up to the end of the pool stages, including the Ireland home games, which saw sellout crowds. As has been the case for many years, we have representation at international level with UCD athletes competing at both Europeans and World Championships. We also had 2 athletes that qualified to represent the university at the World Championships.
The Students' Union had a lot of different highlights. UCD and UCD Students' Union have been getting involved with a national organisation to help eradicate sexual harassment in third level education. It Stops Now campaign is something that we have signed up to and that we are working with this year. We also were focusing on mental health, so we had Blind Boy come in and talk about the importance of looking after your mental health and well-being. We've seen speakers like Franz Timmermans and Jean-Claude Trichet come to UCD and speak to students. We did Hell and Back with UCD administration, so this was a mud run essentially to raise money for Brain Tumour Ireland and UCD Volunteer Overseas. Every year UCD Students' Union attends the annual Pride Parade in town, so we link up with the UCD LGBTQ+ Society. Absolutely core to the Students' Union are our class reps. The whole idea of having a strong core of class reps is that they are the voice for students, so their function is absolutely essential to the representation of UCD students.
The student accommodation moving from 3,000 beds to 6,000 beds is the biggest project that we've got on hands at the moment. And I think the design of the new facilities has included a village centre, which is a place where students can come and meet one another. It's not just going to be a collection of 3,000 more living apartments. The Confucius Institute is a joint venture funded by the Irish government and the Chinese government, and it's coming close to completion now. It should be finished by the end of the year. That will be a place where Chinese culture and language can be taught to people from within the university and outside the university. The Ulysses Centre will be a place where Irish writing is celebrated. Many people will remember Newman House, and the new development there is a joint project between the National Library and the university.
The major research structures on our national landscape are the Science Foundation Ireland research centres, which are collaborative research activities. This year there were 4 funded by Science Foundation Ireland, of which UCD is leading 2. A major award won by one of our UCD scholars was Professor Ken Wolfe's election to Fellowship of the Royal Society. This is one of the premier accolades in world science. Some other major awards this year: Professor John Walsh of the UCD School of Earth Sciences received the William Smith Medal. This is one of the major world awards in the geosciences. Much of our research is targeted against the most important global challenges facing the world today. So, for example, the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, or ways in which we are aligning our research to solve big global challenges in areas such as the future of medicine, such as sustainable food, such as migration, again, many of those big challenges.
It's been a very busy year, an exciting year, and we've made quite a lot of progress on the global engagement. One of the very successful programs that we have is in the UCD Volunteers Overseas Programme. And this year, again, we had 134 students and staff and faculty travelling to 4 countries: India, Tanzania, Uganda and Nicaragua. We've had extensive global alumni engagement. We've gone from Shanghai to New York this year. Probably a highlight for me was the alumni event in Dubai, and we decided at that time that it would be the perfect location for UCD's 5th global centre. So this is extending our global reach. We already have 4 global centres, and this will be the 5th.
We've had a lot of wonderful things happen during the year. In terms of recognition, the university was awarded Athena Swan Bronze Recognition, which means that we're recognised as having both the capacity and the plan to improve what we're doing as a university around gender equality. We had a wonderful event where we launched the first annual report of the Equality, Diversity and Inclusion Group of the University Management Team. Amongst our events, many have been graced by the presence of the new University Community Choir, which was established last year and which very rapidly established a membership of more than 150 people who come each week to rehearse together and then perform together.
Our alumni are the backbone of the university and a key ingredient to UCD's success. Over the last year, we've had just under 250,000 alumni in over 165 countries around the world, making an impact at every level of society. The Alumni Relations team attended over 24 conferrings over the last year, where we had the great honour and privilege of welcoming over 8,000 new graduates to the UCD community. At the moment, we have 38 chapters around the world, and we've had numerous alumni events, whether that was in North America, Europe, India, China, or the Middle East. This year in June, we celebrated the 2nd UCD Festival on campus. It's a truly unique event within third level institutions in Ireland, and we more than doubled the number of attendees, where over 12,000 alumni and friends came back to UCD. Another highlight for me this year was the 2016 Alumni Awards, where we celebrated 10 of our most successful global alumni who've affected change at every level of society. Another highlight for me over the last year was the first international presentation of the UCD Foundation Day Medal to our distinguished Arts and Humanities alumnus Colm Tóibín in New York last January, in recognition of his outstanding literary career.
UCD is increasingly being recognised as Ireland's global university. And we see us building on that in the future. We see that recognition increasing. We see our students and our faculty contributing to the flourishing of Ireland, Europe, and the world. We see ourselves having very significant impact in terms of global challenges, global questions. So we're looking forward to the coming year. It's going to be another great year for UCD.